Welcome back, sports fans. In this segment, I'm going to discuss the Wolverines game against the Nittany Lions. Last year, the Wolverines lost the Nittany Lions in Happy Valley 31-21. However, this year they're hosting them, and under Jim Harbaugh, they have won the only two games that they have played in Ann Arbor against the Nittany Lions. They lead the overall series 14-9. However, the Nittany Lions have beaten the Wolverines 3 times in Ann Arbor, but not since 2009. The Lions come into this game winless against the Wolverines, which, given the history, both recent and overall, would suggest that this ought to be a fairly easy win for the Wolverines, especially since the 2 games under Jim Harbaugh, they've won by a combined score of 91-17. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game for the Wolverines at all, and in fact, I could see them losing for a few reasons. One is they celebrated a victory last week that they had no business celebrating. It should have been a win easily in regulation, would have been normally, but it wasn't because of the year we're in part. But I'm not making any excuses for them. This team has not lived up to expectations and not even come close to it as far as I'm concerned. With that having been said, the Nittany Lions, are off to their worst start ever. They're coming in playing an arrogant Wolverine team who probably ought to beat them easily and would normally. But I can see the Lions winning this game, just on the basis that the Wolverines have not lived up to their expectations. They have an extremely poor defense. And their offense, with Cade Alexander starting, could be better and ought to be better than it has been, which makes me question why Jim Harbaugh has gone with Joe Milton as long as he has. But let's assume Cade Alexander starts. And I'm going to tell you, if he doesn't start, the Wolverines won't win. If he does start, I could see the Wolverines getting enough points to outscore the Lions and win the game. That's very possible. However, the Wolverines are going to have to play better defensively, because you don't often score 40-plus points against the Lions. The Wolverines have done that in the past, but that's not the typical formula to beat the Lions even in 2020, as far as I'm concerned. So, this is a game the Wolverines ought to win, but I can very well see where they might not. In the next segment, I will discuss the Spartans game against the Wildcats tomorrow. Stay tuned to College Football Recap on Ed's Sports Channel.